is dressed as Victoria while they are out, and it's a bit strange. Bella becomes harder to control, so Duncan hides her in a luggage case and brings her upon a ship.
I think I know why you don't like this movie, Ben.
What?
It's like you're every plot point you jump to is like the most boring part of this movie.
Because that's the story points. The beats are boring.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, it's the story isn't what it's about.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Rum Cinema. Today, we'll be looking at Poor Things, now streaming on Hulu. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@rumcinema. Subscribe to keep up to date with our newest episodes as we release them. You can also check us out on TikTok @rumcinema for all of our movie short takes. Today, I'm joined by my usual guests, Nate and Jake. Jake, how are you?
Doing good. Just finished this movie, hot off the presses. And really made me think, are we the poor things for having to have seen this movie?
Damn. Shots fired early. I like that. I was trying to figure out how to make fun of it with a name, but I couldn't. That was a good one. All right.
I actually
oh, good.
That was just to tilt Nate. So
you're actually mid on the movie. You're like, yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't take it or leave it. Nate, how are you? How's it going? You pumped?
Now I was about to say I'm so excited to be the one enjoying a movie and trashing on the one person who doesn't like it, but apparently
it's gonna be fun, isn't it?
Ugh.
So Nate hasn't liked probably the last
Apparently I'm on my own.
5 movies we've seen.
Mm.
When's the last movie you liked that we watched?
What were the movies we
RRR?
were watching?
Like 10 ago?
I don't know, man. I don't listen to our episodes.
Well, that's my dad. Hey, what was the last one Nate liked? What's you remember? So yeah, we're gonna talk about Poor Things. It is 2 hours 21 minutes long. Released 2023. Stars Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, Willem Dafoe, Rami Youssef, Vicky Pepperdine was the lady. Charlie Hiscock is in there. I'm just reading names on IMDb at this point, so I'm gonna stop.
yeah, you could have stopped after 4.
Directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, written by Tony McNamara and Alysadir Gray. Yorgos Lanthimos, of course, directed things like The Favorite, also with Emma Stone. The Killing of the Sacred Deer with Colin Farrell and Barry Keoghan and Nicole Kidman. And a lot of his movies are kind of hit or miss for a lot of people. And I know that's easy to say as like any subjective art, but I feel like his especially are very polarizing. Nate just looked at the Rotten Tomatoes, was it? Ratings, and it's very much like 5 and 1.
Yeah.
Inverted bell curve, I guess. What is the name of that kind of curve, Jake? Where on the edges it's very
inverted
high.
bell curve. You nailed it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Nailed it in one.
Dude. Math. Get it.
We're not creative.
Yeah. So Poor Things. Should we go through the story first? Do you want to talk about if you liked it or not? I forgot how we usually do this. I'm used to liking the movie, so it's easy for me to get into it when I like the movie. This movie I wasn't a big fan of.
I think the idea is normally that we jump in with our kind of brief summary. Did we like it? Did we not? And then go through the plot. But I think usually what happens is we start arguing in that first part, and then it kind of lasts a long time.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be very different this time.
No, we're at 3 minutes in. And
just the side switch.
Yeah. Let's start with Nate. Nate enjoyed this movie. Nate, tell me what you liked about this movie.
I think my favorite thing about the movie was how witty the dialogue was.
Not what I was going to say.
Especially in the second half, as Emma Stone's character, as Bella becomes smarter. Oh no, I especially the second time around watching this with subtitles on at home, there's some knock it out of the ballpark puns there, and great comebacks from Emma Stone.
Nate with the immediate rewatch, no surprises there.
I rewatched it for this podcast. It was like a month ago.
If a digital movie could like stick like back in the day when VCR tapes would, when you pause too often, I feel like this movie. Go ahead, Nate.
No, it was juice and vodka.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that what you drink with this
pasty.
movie?
I don't know what I drank with this movie. We'll get into it.
The name of the all right, go ahead.
Formaldehyde.
And gin.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I'm so curious. I loved the visuals, the soundtrack.
Yep.
Like I loved it. Just I think with Taylor and I were talking about it, just how weird the world was with zero commentary on it. Just like walking around and seeing, like, it just left me like staring at it while they're just like while she's just walking around.
It felt very Seussical, if I would say so.
Yeah.
It felt like a Dr. Seuss set.
I don't know. I like that it got into philosophy. Like I feel like the story was watching her grow up, and watching her become independent and like think for herself. And yeah, okay. I feel like it wasn't close enough. Like I didn't take notes or anything to write down the funniest shit that was said. Yeah. But like as she's learning and like playing off of Mark Ruffalo's character, whose name I can't remember. Her comebacks are hilarious.
Yeah,
throughout the entire thing.
Those two are really good. Like when she said, "I must go punch that baby," that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was. I was gonna say, how many like actual laugh out, like not like cracking up, but just a bark of laugh. That was one of them when she actually got up. Right before that, when this is where we start getting into it. We can stop, but like the part where he tells her the 3 phrases that she's allowed to say, and then she immediately says them to fuck with him was amazing.
That was really good. I agree that the camera work was incredible. The acting performances were incredible. The lines when they were funny were really funny.
You hated it.
The story didn't get me at all, man. I couldn't buy into anything they were selling. I couldn't. It felt like a freshman who took one philosophy class and was like, I know the world. Like that kind of feeling is what I got from this. And it wasn't, I don't think that's from a place of me feeling like I know a lot about it, the world or philosophy, because I don't. But it felt to me like someone spent about 3 hours in Wikipedia on a few philosophy takes and like sprinkled them in the movie. I was like, oh, socialism a little bit. Oh, this a little bit. Oh, poor a little bit. And I was really, and I think this was on purpose, I was turned off by 2 things a lot. The way that the men acted towards Bella when she was like literally a like toddler brain was creepy and weird, which I think was the point. So well done. But there was a lot of it. It was like too much of it. Like I got the point, and then they just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I was like, oh my God, I don't need to see this twice to get it. And then I felt also like the soundtrack, I hated the soundtrack. There were some moments where it was just like grinding noise to me. And I think that's a perfect encapsulation of who's going to like this movie. It's like music. It's like a piece of art. Like it is a piece of art, obviously. But like some notes and harmonies hit your ear different than others. And Yorgos's notes don't do it for me. I hated Killing of the Sacred Deer. I watched that like 2 years ago. Barely got through it. I checked the timestamp on this movie at least 8 times to see how much time was left.
Oof.
Yeah. Like we were 30 minutes in and I was like, we got to be at least halfway.
Is this almost over?
Yeah. I was like, is this halfway through? Nope. 30 minutes. And I was like, dear God. So it was kind of a struggle for me to get through. But the acting was really good. I get why Emma Stone won. It's great. She was good. I still probably think Lily Gladstone was better in Killers of the Flower Moon, but I honestly don't know I would pick one or the other. They were both really good, but Emma Stone was awesome.
It wasn't enough of a difference to think that she was robbed.
Yeah, exactly. Like Emma Stone carried this movie, whereas Lily Gladstone was really good and was the lead, but I think Emma Stone was a bigger lead and a bigger piece because it was like from her point of view almost the whole time. So that was interesting. Lines were funny. The way that she grew as a person and matured was funny, but it felt like just kind of a pomp and no circumstance. Wait, is that pomp and no circumstance? Like it was a lot of flash, but no real substance. I would say. Jake, what do you think?
Interesting. Yeah, I went from the start of the movie feeling like Ben to the end of the movie feeling like Nate.
Okay.
I for a decent chunk at the start, I was like, I don't know, just wasn't into it. Thought it was, because you watch, and especially, because I didn't watch it on release. I had watched it, after the movie had been out for a while. So you kind of hear through the grapevine like the complaints of people about it, and I'm like, yeah, I see that, and it's just weird. But you also know that that's the point of it. Emma Stone was actually co-producer on this, so a lot of that stuff was her decisions on it. But the once it pretty much aligned with as she was growing and getting more intelligent, and I think I liked it for a lot of the same reasons that Nate did. It was just hilarious watching her become like first smarter and smarter, and even when she wasn't like intelligent, she was still saying some like sharp cutting things.
Oh yeah.
And because a big part of that was because she hasn't developed social decorum.
Yeah.
She would just say things as they are and how she sees them, and kind of tearing at society that they lived in, which was pretty reflective, I guess, of of our society, at least in the commentary that they were trying to make. But yeah, it definitely won me over by the end. And I did like the wackiness of the world. I think the first thing was when they were in, because it was obviously weird, like even in that starting home, and they have
Willem Dafoe's
like
burps.
and like Willy Wonka-esque behavior going on in that like house.
If Jigsaw from Saw was Willy Wonka, that would be
this and then when they were in Lisbon and she like walks out of the hotel or whatever for the first time, and it just shows the world, and it's like they're in like some weird steampunk looking,
it's MC Escher's wet dream.
And it's just like Nate said, like that's just the world, and there's no explanation. They don't really focus on it. No. It's not really relevant to the plot or anything. It's just the way they made the world, and so that was kind of cool too.
They accept it,
and it makes me wonder if they almost did that to make the kind of the weirdness of the movie more palatable.
I feel like
because if the more realistic the setting and everything else of the movie is, then probably makes it weirder to take in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to feel like a fairy tale kind of. Like that's the way it's kind of set up, is fairy tale, which whimsical indeed. I'd agree. So let's go through some plot. Max McCandles, played by Rami Youssef, becomes an assistant to the eccentric surgeon Godwin Baxter, played by Willem Dafoe. Max falls in love with Godwin's ward, Bella. Bella is played by Emma Stone.
Quick little thing here. I love the Willem Dafoe as Godwin Baxter, because I love the way that she called him God.
Yeah,
that's what she calls him, and it's it's short for Godwin, but also like a literal god.
I don't think we ever hear him called Godwin in the movie. It's always God or Dr. Baxter, I think. But yeah, that's so good. It's such a nice little touch. Like, he is God to her, as far as she's concerned. Bella is played by Emma Stone. She's a childlike woman who was at one time pregnant and killed herself by leaping off a bridge. Godwin then replaced the brain of that woman with the fetus's brain, resulting in her having an infant mind. She is now named Bella Baxter.
I will say, on second watch, the intro, the beginning was a little less entertaining because they don't tell you that at all at the beginning. You don't know until probably halfway through the movie. Yep. Yeah, not right. Probably a third way through the movie. At the beginning, there's just clearly something odd with her. I mean, wrong with her.
Yeah.
And you don't know what it is. I don't know that I guessed. I guess I guessed once it was clear she was getting smarter.
Yeah.
But his explanation at the beginning is that she suffered an accident, and is disabled.
Yeah, because
so
Rami meets her and he's
we
like,
don't.
"Oh, what a nice retarded girl you have." Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, another great line.
Yeah.
He said, "What an exceptionally beautiful retard or something."
Yeah. It was said that like she had the mind of a child or something.
Yeah.
But
that's
you
take it as
you don't assume literally.
Yeah.
The mind of a child.
Yeah.
So on the first watch, like it's the movie's kind of in different parts, and before you know what's going on, for me it was like all about the weirdness and the mystery, and so I was trying to figure out what was going on and just like enjoying how strange it was. And the second watch, I was kind of like wanted to skip to when she leaves the house. The very beginning wasn't as good on the second run.
I knew,
but the first time, we were totally like on the edge of our seat.
I knew what the reveal was going to be with her, so that didn't feel. I wasn't like waiting for it to happen. I guess I didn't know it was going to come, so I wasn't really waiting for anything, to be honest. I was kind of more waiting for something to happen in general than any one reveal. I guess it was just,
Did you know because you'd seen what the plot was?
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw somewhere it was like, oh, it's Frankenstein, kind of. And I was like, huh? And then, oh yeah. Max asks for Bella's hand in marriage. Her intelligence develops as well as her needs.
And
he plays with her
maybe subtle point of difference. Max didn't ask. It was offered by Godwin. It was suggested by him.
But Max did say he wanted to make sure that Bella wanted it. So he was.
And that was interesting. That was one of the funnier moments at the start. I mean, not like, haha, that was a joke funny, but because when it was offered by Godwin, oh, do you want to marry her? And he goes, I only have one condition. And Max goes, that she consents to it. And he goes, well, then I guess I have two conditions.
Yeah, that was funny. I thought that was haha funny. That was a great line.
And because it wasn't
the implications.
It wasn't even a consideration of the doctor.
Oh yeah,
that like, what she wanted. And then another interesting part here, because in that conversation, they talk about like her sexuality, and he's like, oh, clearly you're attracted to her, and Max is like, well, I thought you were keeping her around for that, as your mistress, or maybe not yet, but like training or raising her to become your mistress.
Yep.
And he brushes it off because it's not like feasible for him.
Yeah,
because he's like some weird
the eunuch.
He's a eunuch, but he's
did all kinds of stuff to him.
Yeah, his dad fucked him up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it. Was
it's the cycle of abuse.
Yeah. So then he's like against it, but not because he almost like scientifically considered it, but it's not possible. Yeah. So it's not something that's on his mind.
Right.
It's not out of his moral position on it.
No.
Even in that, like it was like a second, like an afterthought, because he says like I can't, and then he's like, and anyway, I feel too paternal towards her, so I guess I wouldn't do it anyway. Yeah, that was I especially enjoyed that line or that like conversation and situation too, and the Max McCandles through the whole thing, because it's so weird. Like I think during that conversation, it also strikes you the like he's like, oh, that she wants it, but like she's still like got the brain of a child.
Yeah.
Like they're still in this like fucked up situation where even there he's like he's like, oh, she has to consent, but like she can't consent.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Living in the Midwest of America has taught me anything. It's that there's an age of consent. It's not that. Max.
No, this is Victorian London age consent.
Yeah, true. So that's like, we don't know the time period though, I guess. They don't have cell phones, but I assume it's probably Victorian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Max and Godwin come up with this little proposal. They write up a contract, and the person who brings that contract over is Duncan Wedderburn, also known as Mark Ruffalo. And Duncan is a real womanizer, a real who's who of the men of the world in that time. And he is immediately finger blasting Bella as fast as he can. So they, Bella decides that she wants to explore herself and the world around her, and Duncan is the way that she can do that. So she tells Godwin that she's leaving, and there's nothing he can do to stop her. Max, I think, tries to stop her, but doesn't. And then Godwin's like, yeah, go for it. Oh, yeah, Emma.
No.
Bella knocks her out.
Max tries to stop her, and she chloroforms him.
Yeah. That's right.
Again,
and
that was a
Godwin,
laugh out loud.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was interesting with Godwin because at first he's like, no, you can't. And then she pretty much convinces him. It doesn't take long. They could have stopped her, or he could have stopped it, but he pretty much is convinced by her. Okay, she has free will, and this is what she wants to go do, because he's kind of complicit in it. In fact, I assume he even is probably the one who had the idea with the chloroform.
Yeah. Well, she got it from
her. I think.
I think that's just normal part of her life.
Yeah, she's like, this is how people get their way.
Yeah, because like he acquiesced to it, and he probably knew that Max wasn't going to be down for it. And then because Max got chloroformed, and then he just laid down, didn't he? That's what I thought.
Godwin comes in and sees them and says, all right, help pack her things. And then
leaves.
But they find him the next day, and Godwin's laying down, like, drinking for breakfast.
Yeah. That you're conflating the scenes. That's the next scene.
Yeah.
No. Again, just a hilarious moment. Like, he chloroforms her. Godwin comes in, doesn't say a word, like sews some money into her dress, and then as he's walking out, he just like bends down and checks Max's pulse, and then walks away.
Yeah, we're good, dude.
Oh, that's so good.
So she runs off with Duncan, and they bang all night and day. Good. That was where I ended.
No, I was gonna say what Jake said. Like, I think that I really enjoyed the argument scene too, when Godwin says like she's not gonna go, and then they're basically just arguing. He says like you can't go, but she starts arguing with him, and like it's like the first time that she's articulates, like basically argues well enough that he's like, oh shit, like she's something of she's becoming an adult at least.
Yeah, I think she kind of proved her own.
Gives her a rumspringa.
Yeah, she proved her own like ability and maturity, and like I think he was probably thinking, well, if we can marry her off, she can go do this too. Like she has that amount of free will. Mm-hmm. So Bella and Duncan start their journey in Lisbon. Bella gets addressed as Victoria while they are out, and it's a bit strange. Bella becomes harder to control, so Duncan hides her in a luggage case and brings her upon a ship.
I think I know why you don't like this movie, Ben.
Why?
It's like you're every plot point you jump to is like the most boring part of this movie.
Because that's the story points. The beats are boring.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Like, it's the story isn't what it's about.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
I think I love that you agree with that because the good part of the movie is her.
It is about the character.
Up.
Sure.
And it's not what happens to her.
No.
In jumping from them leaving to her abducting her, you have skipped like the entire like point from like her having a sexual awakening to like becoming sexually liberated, and Max goes crazy because she's like, he thinks he's some fucking cool guy who's like, he literally has a line where he's like, if it's not too late, don't fall in love with me. And then he falls asleep and she still wants to have sex, so she goes out exploring and ends up, in addition to exploring, having sex with someone else.
Yeah.
And Max starts to get insanely jealous.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't want to burst
just
your...
like
Duncan,
yeah. I don't want to burst your
Duncan,
bubble.
oh yeah.
But I just got this off Wikipedia. I just shortened it off of Wikipedia. I didn't take these notes. I never do anymore. No, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, what we're skipping is a lot, but yeah, these are just like the main story points of the movie. You can fill it in as you go. This is what we usually do.
I'm just saying that if none of this is reminding, I can understand why you didn't like the movie.
No, I didn't like the movie because I didn't grab onto any one character as like, oh, I really care about them and what happens. Like, didn't do it for me. And the things they were doing to make me try to care about it were not helping. And they just did them over and over again. You know what I mean? It's just like they do the same thing And if it doesn't work the first time or the second time or the third time, then by the 10th time, I'm like, I just fucking get over it. Like, move on. It's not working. Let's try something new. And it's not.
What do they
just the way it
usually
took
do
me.
to make you like a character?
I don't
All
know.
right, that's fair.
The problem. That's the problem. I have no idea. I'm trying to write movies right now, and I don't know what makes a character likable. I don't know. Funny words, maybe. But like, she was funny. She didn't like. It was, I just didn't like.
I mean,
feel
I would
invested
say
in the
what probably
characters.
makes you like them is what makes you like.
Well, I mean,
Bella?
relating to them, I think would be one. Like, people can relate to Bella, maybe.
Well, yeah, I guess you're
the-
for Bella, like you're watching her basically grow up,
Yeah,
and you're
it's a
watching
shared
her like
primal
learn
need.
about the world.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I just maybe
And I mean, you're not.
as a man, I didn't have that experience of like sexual awakening of my body. It was just like one day you're just like, oh, this happens. I'm gonna do this forever now. I don't know if that's different, but I also I can't.
I mean,
put my
that's
finger
essentially
on-
what happened to her.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
To say.
that's true. I don't.
Slightly different methods, but
Yeah, yeah, same arm movements. I more just didn't really. Nothing grabbed me. I would say it just kind of happened in front of me instead of me caring or jumping into anything. Maybe that was it.
wild.
Yeah.
Well, for those who are inclined to enjoy the movie, yeah, watching Duncan's breakdown is definitely my favorite part of the movie.
Are you talking
Watching
about
him go from
when he loses all his money? Because we haven't gotten there yet.
no.
Oh.
I mean, it's already started. Like watching, he goes from the ladies' man who's like so confident, and like I said, like you get there, they have sex. The first line when she wants to go again, he's like, I can't, and she's like, so this is a weakness physiologically in men, and his face is just like,
Yeah, he
and
was.
and then
Let a woman
and then
sleep
yeah,
like
she just goes out and does her own thing. Like the scene where he's realizing, he asks like, did you have sex with the guy? And she was like, no, he just went down on me. And he just like turns and slams his head into the bar. Just like he's already started completely losing his mind.
for sure.
Yeah, it's really fun.
And those little moments. Yes, I agree.
It's interesting
Yeah.
too because at this point in the story, she still literally does whatever he says.
Mm.
Mhm.
You know, she's like she's very obedient, but then she also just goes and does what she wants to when he's not telling her directly what to do.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting too. You know, like when he's asleep or when he's gone, like she goes off and does whatever she wants to, but she still literally does whatever he says.
Yeah. I will say at the beginning of the
Yeah,
movie.
you nailed it. It's right in this part up until the transition to the next scene. Yeah,
The boat.
where she literally gets into a trunk.
Yeah, she's put into a trunk and
Yeah, doesn't even question it.
Oh.
So get in. Okay.
How long was she in there too? Like, did she knock? Hello. So Bella is on a ship with Duncan and wasn't really asked about it. Shows up and she's on the water and creepy. But she finds some new friends on the ship who further her knowledge of the world. An old lady and a young man played by what's his face? Gerard Carmichael.
What was that? I recognized him.
Gerard.
I know I like him.
Pretty sure.
Gerard Carmichael.
It's not showing up. But it's Gerard Carmichael. All right, take our word for it. We watched it. Gerard Carmichael and an older lady. And they're both like realizing that Bella is more mature than Duncan thinks. Because Duncan, I think, is still stuck in the socially unacceptable Bella. And now Bella's becoming like smarter and reading books and doing all this stuff. So Bella and these people hang out. And Gerard Carmichael takes her to... God, I can't... Hang on. Is that his name?
Oh.
I keep...
Yeah, Jared Carmichael.
Thank
we-
God. Okay, thank you.
We are. Yeah, I mean, he is kind of like too. He was with her when she was, I guess, like teenage brained.
Sure.
As she's going into this education, we didn't even mention. I love that. It's clear she's still not speaking correctly when they leave, and he doesn't realize at all.
Yeah.
It's like Obviously he's like thinks she's saying she says weird stuff, but like he does not realize that she has like the mental age of a child.
No, he doesn't care.
Because he's just like so wrapped up in himself,
or wrapped up in her. So Gerard Carmichael takes Bella down to offshore to Greece. I think they're in. And there's a bunch of poor people, and it's sad, and they're suffering. And Bella's never seen that before because Bella's never left her house. So Bella's upset. And Bella goes back to the room and sees Duncan passed out with a bunch of money. And Bella thinks Bella must save these people. So Bella gets all the money, puts it into a case, goes back out, and is about to leave the ship. But two little crewmen stop her and say, "Whoa, we're taking off, buddy. Can't get off the boat right now." And she's like, "But I need to give it to the poor people." And the crewmen are like, we're going ashore. We'll take the money for you." And she's like, "Oh, great." So, naivete.
Yeah, she's still incredibly naive at this point,
yep.
Which is because especially after spending time with her new friends on the ship, who by the way are great. That's what I was thinking when you said you didn't like any characters in this movie. Like, I was like, you gotta love those two.
Those two were good. I didn't attach to any characters in the movie. That's what I would say. I enjoyed.
Yeah. But she's so even though at this point she's starting to actually become intelligent, and even though she still speaks different, it's becoming intelligent, and that is I think it's a little bit after this point. I think it's when they get back on the ship again.
Yep.
After Greece that she starts, then she's still speaking differently than everyone else, but it's no longer childlike. It's now, because she's just intelligent at this point.
Yeah, it's like her own Bella.
And it must be some byproduct of, of like the surgery, the brain transplant or whatever. Because it's even said by the doctor at the beginning that she's progresses faster than any,
Yeah.
And like, because even physically, I think they said her hair grows.
Yeah, like an inch a day.
Like crazy fast, but so...
I didn't know if that was like too fast, if that was abnormal or not when he said it. I didn't know if that...
I don't know, but I just assumed because why else would they say it?
Yeah. My hair doesn't grow an inch a day, or 4 days, or whatever it was.
That's fair. That's fair.
And they had Margaret Qualley in there as the like replacement Bella, and she was still dumb as rocks. So...
Oh God, that was so horrible.
Yeah. She was funny. So we do know that Bella is a special kind of person. So Duncan and Bella, now moneyless, penniless, not able to pay their fare, are kicked off the ship in Paris, the next stop, without money or a plan. Duncan is crestfallen and doesn't know what to do. Bella, being the go-getter, goes and gets a job at a brothel. And she's like, "Wait a minute, I get to have sex all the time and they pay me for it?" And the lady's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, fuck, great idea. This is awesome." So she does that. Duncan is disgusted by it because only men should be able to do that. So he goes and leaves her. She goes and works in the brothel and starts making a lot of money and seeing a lot of clients, and then starts to realize that sex isn't always fun, and she tries to make her own thing, and she starts to like it the way that she's doing it more than the way it was done before. Makes some money, is introduced to socialism and the love of a woman by another prostitute named Toinette, who is pretty cool. She does this for a while, and that's kind of the upper middle third of the movie. And now Godwin's dying. Willem Dafoe is dying. He has a mass in his stomach, and it's taken out, and it's still there. And it's cancer, probably, I think. That's what they say. But
yeah, they did.
So they work on getting that out, but it's not going to happen. So Godwin's dying, and Godwin asks Max to bring him Bella. Max finds Bella through Duncan, who has been institutionalized. And Bella reconnects with Godwin and renews her plan to marry Max. But as they're about to marry, Duncan and General Alfie Blessington, great name, jump in as he is Bella's actual husband. But not to Bella, to someone named Victoria, who was the lady in the body that killed herself. So Victoria is Bella, but Bella is Victoria's kid. Victoria's body, but Bella's brain. Yeah. Bella goes with General Alfie and finds the man terrible. He is awful to his staff, and she realizes why she committed suicide the first time. Go ahead.
That's something that I'm still in the dark on. I don't know why she went with Alfie.
No idea.
She went with Alfie so she could figure out who she was.
I think that's probably
before she killed herself.
Is more
like figured out why she killed herself.
Just more that self exploration of okay.
Yeah, this is the
there's
emotional hand grabbing of the movie.
What?
It's emotional masturbation.
What? What do you mean by that?
It was a joke. I don't actually mean anything by it. It's like you said she was finding herself, and I was like, well, she found herself physically before. Now she's finding herself mentally. She's matured.
I think she already found herself intellectually.
Nate, do your point. All right, whatever. Why is she going? That was all.
I just want you to justify your dislike.
It was a joke.
So confused.
It was a joke. That's all it was. Just a laugh. Just a little, trying to, it's been 35 minutes and I haven't heard a laugh in a while. So I thought, sprinkle it in, Ben. This is what I do. Welcome to the hell that is my life. If I don't hear a laugh for 5 minutes, I get itchy and I gotta make somebody giggle. All right.
Hey.
Now tell me what you think about this movie.
I'm enjoying Ben having a breakdown more than the movie.
Yeah, no, me too. It was way more character development. No, there's not more character development.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to throw in some lightness before you read that next next two paragraphs. The next paragraph.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Zone of Interest tonight, so I got to really get the feel goods out now before I start crying myself to sleep. So Bella goes and finds this man terrible. The way that they showed he was terrible was funny because it was like he always pointed a gun at people and he made the maid come in with hot soup in her hand and they made the dog bark at the maid and then the maid spilled the soup all over her and I was like, oh, that's fucked up. But they must have thought that was funny. So Emma Stone was a piece of shit person apparently, or was like with this piece of shit person and then became that, but he saw her as the same as him. So we don't really know if she was or not. Maybe she realized that she was bringing this kid into the world and this kid was going to be a piece of shit person. So she jumped. Who knows?
I'm so curious about because the servants definitely hated her. But also, she wanted out, so I'm not clear. Like he said, they had the same sense of humor.
Right.
I'm like, she definitely was a shitty person, and it's whether I don't know if she became better or not.
Did she have a self-actualization moment?
Yeah.
And realize she had to kill herself, or thought she had to kill herself. Rather than
I will say it was
not being a shitty person.
Your mention of like them doing things over and over again. This was the one that did get me, especially the second time around. Like this part where she's with him is kind of fucking grates on like about twice as long as I think it should have.
Yes.
Like I got it after the soup and then I was like, all right, I want to move on now.
Yeah. I was like, how quickly can she get out of here? And then they're like, she woke up the next day and she was still there. I was like, are you kidding me? So then what happens is Alfie keeps Bella in his mansion just like God did. But God set up a peaceful place for her, a nice place for her to live. Alfie did not. Alfie wants to mutilate her genitals and then rape her to give her a baby. That's his plan. And he's going to do it with a gin and chloroform-filled martini glass. Yeah. But Bella knows chloroform. So Bella takes the glass and throws it in his face. And he looks down and shoots himself in the foot. And he bleeds out almost from that. But that's cool. So Bella drags him to God's house with Max there, and they decide they need to save him, so they do. And then Bella's like, I'm gonna be a doctor too, just like God was, which is a cool thing. She found out that's what she wants to be. So she takes the brain of a goat and puts it in Alfie's brain. So then we cut to the end of the movie where it's Bella reading a book out on the backyard with Max and the maid, who's now happy, with Margaret Qualley banging her head against a wall or something. And then Alfie is a goat chewing on some leaves. And Toinette is there too, reading a book also. And that's how the movie ends. Happily ever after. Poor things.
Fiend.
To me, this was Barbie movie, but they get liberation through OnlyFans instead of through the means they went through the Barbie movie, which is not a bad thing on its surface. I don't think it's bad, but I just didn't care about the movie as much as I did with Barbie, who I thought did basically the same story, in a different way, obviously, and with different undertones and different thought processes and different acting and all this stuff. But like, if you strip it down to its bare bones, it's, you know, a woman finding herself in a world that wasn't made for her after being like kept in this little world that was made for her. And that's like, I mean, there's, you know, only 10 stories ever, so it's not hard to say that these two movies are similar, but I think they are so similar and so closely released that it stood out to me more. And maybe that soured me on this movie a bit, and also the hype of it being like an Oscar nominee and, you know, won all these awards, and like I just expected the story to be better than it was, and it wasn't. Everything around the story was good. The acting was good. The cinematography was good. The set design was incredible. The costumes were incredible. I just didn't care. Yeah, the story, I mean, just show me. I would have rather walked through like a museum on this movie with like, here's, you know, some of the costumes, here's some of the sets, and watched like 5 minutes of Emma Stone just like walking around like a baby. That would have been fine for me. I'd be like, oh, cool. But I didn't need 2.5 hours of this to feel the
her initial dance when the music is playing on the, and she like lunges out there.
Yeah, so good.
So good.
So I would say,
I don't know.
Cautiously, if you like Yorgos, you're gonna like this movie. If you don't like Yorgos, I don't know if you are gonna like this movie. If you don't know Yorgos, I don't think you're gonna like this movie.
I think it won me over. I had those reservations at the start through a good, honestly, until she left. And you know, and it was shortly after, you know, she leaves the mansion, you arrive in Lisbon, and then just like her growth, and then her kind of discovering, you know, well, you know, why is the world this way? It should be this way. And she manages to make her way through the world still at that point and throughout the movie, you know, obviously just being taken advantage of, but she still manages to make her way through the world, you know, essentially on her own terms, at least as much as she's aware at different points, you know. You know, because like even in like early Lisbon and then like early on the ship, she's still being taken advantage of, but she doesn't think she is, you know. For a lot of the movie, but yeah, I don't know. I like her growth of it, and I think they did a good job. Another interesting thing that I read on this movie was, you know, just in like regards to the sexualization and all of that. There's obviously a lot of nude scenes, a lot of sex scenes with her, but none of them were sexy.
Yeah.
Like they were all intentionally shot in a way that it's kind of almost like clinical and comical for some of them.
Sure.
There was, you know, it's never passion, it's never anything else. So, and because that was in the same spot where I read that she was one of the co-producers, because she had a hand in those.
That's good. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Very true. What would you drink with this movie?
Oh, I was sorry. I was quite done.
Oh, do your thing.
I was going to say, no, I think the comparison to Barbie is interesting. I was thinking about it. Because you're right. I mean, it's obviously like naive woman like learns that the world is pretty fucked up. I mean, it's I guess it's different where they are starting from, but either way, they learn it's fucked up, and then you know, self-actualize. But I think the difference to me is in Poor Things, she like takes power. Like she figures out that like Jake said, she's being taken advantage of. Like I guess first she's mostly being protected, but also like being taken advantage of almost casually, without thought, and then she's being purposely taken advantage of, and then she like completely takes the power for herself, basically by, and I don't agree by OnlyFans. I think by learning. That's I know that it's a joke, but I think you're too focused on the brothel and the sex part.
I think so too.
I think it's yeah, like I think it was in your face on purpose, but she does learn, like she goes to the brothel and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is a sweet deal." And then immediately is like, "Oh, like not all sex is great. This sucks, and the way that they're doing this sucks." And then she's like, "Okay, but I can take that and fix it."
Right. It's very true.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like that.
It's interesting on that part of the story because she ends up working in a brothel, in a way out of necessity, because what's an attractive woman with no money and no skills essentially going to do for money in whatever fantasy time period that was, but also it's what she wants to do.
True.
That's the first time that she's free to do whatever she wants to do, because she left what's his name? Duncan. She left Duncan. There's
Mark
no
Ruffalo.
Godwin there. There's nobody there.
Great.
And it's what she wants to do. She's genuinely excited, like, oh, I have sex all day and they pay me to do it.
Yeah. Some people are passionate about their work. It's good.
So I want to know where Yorgos got the guy that did the crawling up to her thing. That's a very specific, a very specific kind of kink.
Yeah.
Oh no, but yeah, to what you said, that her replying, like Duncan calling them whores and she's saying we're the means of our own production, was one of the funniest lines of the movie.
That was really good.
Yeah. And yeah, just like coming back and being like, oh, like you guys, like basically she came back home and was like, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
But also like, there was something there of like, you guys suck, but like again, just made it her own.
But did she think
I really
she liked God still, and she married Max? Like she was ready to go right back to where her life was.
She was disgusted by the fact that they made another.
But is that because she was replaced, or because that person has to go through her existence?
No, it was because that was a fucking horrible thing to do. Like she called them monsters, and then she, after reflecting, decided that she forgave God for what he did because she liked being alive, but still didn't forgive him for lying to her, and basically gave him some grace because he died. And she wasn't as mad as Max as I would have thought was appropriate, but basically came back and challenged him and said, like, I went out and did my own thing and yada yada, and like, here I am now, and told him everything she did. And I think the way he reacted versus the way that, every other man reacted gave him credit with her.
Sure.
Like, again, another hilarious line when she told him that she worked in a brothel, and he said something, I can't remember, about sex being priceless or something, and she said, like, I usually charge 10 francs. And he just said, well, that seems low.
Yeah. Just for background, the writer of this movie also wrote Cruella, The Favorite.
He only writes for Emma Stone,
basically. Others I haven't heard of. A couple other things. And then,
did a couple films with her and is like, I've got a great idea for the next one.
And then apparently this was based on a book or a theater play, because the other person died in 1934. Or no, was born in 1934.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Wait, is he dead? Yeah, he's dead. Yeah. Poor Things. What would you drink with it?
I think this calls for some sort of fancy cocktail, because a lot of the movie takes place in, bougie parties and
some speakeasy drink in a sippy cup.
In a sippy cup.
Yeah.
Sippy cup.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
An old fashioned in a sippy cup, or a martini, shaken and stirred and knocked on the table. That was Poor Things. We're going to take a quick break and come back with Jeopardy, where I am going to play Nate. Hey, everybody. Thanks to Jake, because I get to play Jeopardy today. Jake made these hilarious sounding categories and questions, and I get to put Nate in his place. So, Jake, take it away.
All right. So our Jeopardy categories for today are CGI spy. That's going to be movies that have what might be surprising elements of CGI in it.
Ooh.
We have famous film felines.
Hell yeah.
Gourd of the Rings. That's characters in the Lord of the Rings trilogy that were stabbed. The disappointment of real life. That's disappointing real life adaptations of animated shows or movies.
Oh, Nate's gonna win.
And then,
right?
And then Bruce Will isn't. Are films where Bruce Willis has an uncredited role.
Oh my god! What a great! Hey, bravo! Love it. Love to see it. All right, who's going first, Jake?
We'll have Ben go first since he is essentially the guest.
Goddamn right. I'm gonna do Bruce Will isn't for 500.
All right, Bruce Will isn't for 500. Willis appeared in the Tarantino section of this 1995 Razzie-winning film, which split into 4 segments and was directed by Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, Alexander Rockwell, and Allison Anders.
Jesus Christ, what
a
deep
bellhop. I can't remember the movie. God damn it.
Razzie
I was just looking at this
film.
movie the other day. I have no idea.
I don't even have a guess.
I was just looking to watch this movie.
Boop, boop, boop. That one I was thinking either Ben's going to get that or nobody. And apparently it's a real cult classic. 4 rooms. Yeah, split into 4 sections, and each of those directors, took a different section of the movie, and apparently it sucked. Apparently Tarantino's and Rodriguez's part was good.
It was. The rest was bad.
Oh man, they gotta be pissed.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with Disappointment of Real Life for 500.
All right. The lead actor from this tragic 2009 anime to film adaptation wrote an apology to the fan base after the recent passing of the manga's author. All right, we got a buzz from Ben.
What is Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Incorrect.
I don't know, but I'll guess since Ben already lost the points. What is Dragon Ball Z?
I'll take that. Yeah, it's the Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
He did just die.
Yes.
Damn.
Yep.
I was just like 2009 terrible anime adaptation. Yeah. That's roughly in the right area.
The guy who played Goku wrote an apology letter after the creator died and said, "Look, I was a huge Dragon Ball fan. I'm really sorry for how the movie turned out. He didn't deserve that."
Avatar 2010.
You know it's bad.
All right, Nate, where are we going?
Let's go Gourd of the Rings for 300.
That's a good one.
All right. In portraying this character's demise by backstab, the actor coldly informed Peter Jackson that he knew what sound a man makes when stabbed in the back, and that Jackson did not. First to buzz was Ben.
Oh, no, you didn't reset it yet.
I didn't get to buzz.
Yeah, you didn't reset. You got to reset the buzzer.
All right.
There you go.
Nate.
Cool. Do you know the answer, Ben?
No.
Do I actually feel bad? Okay. Who is Solomon the Wise?
I'll take that. It is Saruman, not Solomon, but close enough.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yep, he was.
Real Jeopardy wouldn't.
I clarified the Wise.
He was British.
Saruman and Solomon. Yeah, yeah.
That was good. That was like when I used to say Arya instead of Arya or whatever. Stark. Anyway, good.
Famous
Arya
film felines.
I know, but everybody on the show says Aya. I was like, who the fuck is Aya? What'd you do?
Yeah, they're just wrong. Famous film felines for 300.
You would, pussy.
All right. The cat from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter acts as a professional snitch for her owner, Argus Filch.
I don't know the cat's name.
All right, Nate.
Who is Mrs. Norris?
That's correct.
What a nerd.
Yeah, right?
Good job. All right, Nate, go again.
I almost said the other cat. That's
the
why
other
I
cat?
paused for a sec.
There's 2 cats in Harry
Crookshanks.
Potter? Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's 3 cats.
Isn't one
at
of them
least.
like one of those people though?
One of those people things?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
a person?
Doesn't one of them turn into people?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
CGI spy for 300. I just want to get a feel for these categories.
Yeah, you do.
All right. This Korean film largely takes place in a single house, which was almost entirely CGI in exterior shots. Ben.
What is Parasite?
That is Parasite.
He's back.
Yep,
I realized what it was and I couldn't think of the title.
It's they filmed it at a 1-story house. So on all the exterior shots, they CGI'd it to be a larger 2-story house.
That's badass. At first I was thinking it was gonna be some horror movie, but yeah, this is better. Thanks. I'm gonna go with Bruce Willis at 400.
Alrighty. This 2003 sequel featured Willis as a murder victim, while a titular trio of high-octane heroin detectives try and solve the mystery. Nate was first.
What is Charlie's Angels?
I am not gonna take that.
No. I was like, sequel
I'm out.
title.
I don't know the sequel title. Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels.
All right, we'll call that one a
Angels,
wash
two
then.
Charlie.
Yeah. Full throttle. Son of a gun. I like good rule though. Good rule. You gotta hold him to it. Oh wait, you got that wrong.
Yeah. No, I lost the points. Ben didn't guess.
I didn't guess.
Ben didn't buzz.
He buzzed.
I didn't buzz.
Oh,
Yeah, you did.
I didn't. I buzzed, but I didn't reply with an answer because we both buzzed. But
Okay.
Once he got it wrong, I didn't want to buzz again.
You didn't
know
want
what
to
I mean?
steal.
Yeah, I'm good.
Boop, boop, boop.
All right.
Yes, and there's a couple questions on here that I'm going to be picky about that, but it's
Good.
if I specify sequel, then I want the sequel's title.
With a colon.
Yeah, it's fair. I realized.
With the
I
colon.
realized. I fucked up as soon as I buzzed.
CGI Spy 500.
The eyes of a half-vampire antihero were infamously CGI'd in after this actor refused to open them during scenes due to disagreements with the filmmakers. Ben.
Who is Robert Pattinson?
Incorrect.
Oh, that hurts.
Who is Blade?
Also incorrect. We were looking for the actor.
Yeah. Can you name the
Oh. Well, it says the eyes of a half. Oh, after
Name
this
the
actor.
actor.
I see.
You know his
Yeah.
name?
The actor is Wesley Snipes. Who is
Yeah,
Wesley
Yep.
Snipes?
Okay. There we go. We'll take that. Yeah,
Good job.
because that was in Blade Trinity, and I'm like, I don't want to get that specific.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, you're good. I thought I read the eyes of this half vampire.
Yeah. Apparently,
Anyway.
he was pouting, and he would shoot his scenes, but he would not open his eyes. So there's some clips from the movie of him with terrible CGI of open eyes.
He also wouldn't
Oh,
pay
now
his
let's go back to-
taxes, so that makes sense.
Well, that.
Nate, where are you going?
Let's do The Disappointment of Real Life for 400.
Oof.
Alrighty, the star power of lead Neil Patrick Harris and the support of Katy Perry couldn't keep the audience of this 2011 adaptation from feeling blue.
Oh God! I can give you one word in the title. Does that count?
I mean, I'd have to assume it would.
It's the first word.
Nate?
Shit. No. What is Perfect Blue? I don't think I'm right.
That is not correct.
I'm not gonna guess, but it's something with rocket in it, isn't it?
No, that was the Smurfs.
Oh God! I'm glad I didn't guess. Nice job.
I was like, yeah, you're like, I can give you the first word. No, probably.
That was good because it was Jeopardy stock.
Duh.
In there. God, you're good. All right, that was nice. Nate, where are you going?
Let's do Lord of the Rings for 400.
Goddamn right.
I just don't
All
want Ben
right.
to get me.
This hobbit was pierced by Shelob, a giant spider-like monster descended from the horrifying Ungoliant. Nate.
Who is Frodo?
That was Frodo.
Damn. Oh, it's Pippin.
You just gonna guess a Hobbit?
Yeah, I thought it was Merry or Pippin, so whatever one you guessed, I was gonna guess the other. Frodo. Damn, Nate's crushing me.
Film felines for 400.
Get it.
Dr. Evil's hairless companion, promoting the idea that Sphinx cats are indeed evil.
I'm sad. I have no idea.
Ben.
What is Mr. Bigglesworth?
That is Mr. Bigglesworth.
Let's go.
Did you just picture Mike Myers' voice?
Yeah. I was like,
Mr.
oh,
Bigglesworth?
Mr. Bigglesworth, here we go.
Ooh, that's good.
Hell yeah. CGI Spy 400.
All right. In the 20th anniversary remaster of this film, guns were replaced by CGI walkie-talkies to avoid the optics of police pointing guns at children. Nate was first.
There is no way he got it before me. That is actually insane.
What is E.T. the Extraterrestrial?
That's correct.
I was waiting for the second Jake's
I
voice
was
stopped.
clicking it the whole time.
So was I. I was lying the first time.
As a test, can you unlock it, Jake, real quick?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna buzz first. Now, Nate, you buzz. Okay, it does go that way. All right, just make sure.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the other side of the buzzer, Ben.
It's a cruel mistress. All right,
Let's
Nate,
go with Bruce
yeah,
Will
boys on
isn't for 300. Just pandering to the
All
judge.
right. Bruce Willis cameoed as himself and proves an impediment to the planned heist in this 2004 ensemble cast sequel. Nate was first.
What is Ocean's 12?
Yep, that's correct.
God, you're
Suck
so
it, Ben.
annoying. You're so annoying.
Suck it.
It's incredible how annoying you are. God, that's so good.
Gotta upgrade that Walmart internet.
Dude, what the? I'm on a ping. I'm on West Coast ping, and you guys. Well, no, we're not. Okay, it's fine.
Let's go. Yeah. I just want you to remember this forever, Ben.
I will. It's sad.
Let's go Lord of the Rings for 500, just so Ben doesn't get any points.
All right.
Okay,
Imagine
Final
this
Jeopardy.
character's surprise when, after being foretold would never die by the hands of man, he was stabbed by a woman and a hobbit.
Ooh, which one hurt more?
Nate.
Who is the Witch King?
That is the Witch King of Angmar.
Damn, you guys are nerds. That was a good one.
I don't know why you thought you had a chance, not in a movie Jeopardy, but in the
Right.
movie Jeopardy made by
By
Jake.
I know, it was tough. As soon as I saw the cat one, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah,
Oh,
speaking of,
I
I
have read the
figured Nate
books.
would run with the cat ones and Lord of the Rings, but the
Yeah.
others are pretty fair game.
They're 100% fair game. You're right. I'm just.
And
I did,
you got Bigglesworth.
I did movie grid today, and I only got 2 out of 9. I was like, I'm fucked. I'm not. There's no chance.
It's not in the zone.
Nah, dude. All right, Nate, where's next?
let's do felines for 500.
Yep, close the door.
This talking cat from Hocus Pocus, cursed to an immortal life, shares an animatronic with Sabrina's Salem.
Abby would know this. I don't.
This is one
No,
where
same way. Taylor might
you're
know.
you're gonna hear the answer and you're just like
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
call it there, boop boop boop. That is Thackeray Binks.
No, wouldn't have got that.
Nope. Not
100
even. Doesn't even
100
ring a
million
bell.
guesses. I wouldn't have got that.
I'm not sure they said his name in Hocus Pocus.
They,
Oh, they did.
they call him Binks or
Okay.
Binksy.
Jar Jar. Right.
CGI Spy 200.
I think I have to run the board.
Alrighty. An early draft of this production had the CGI go too far, and editors were forced to remaster the film without all the buttholes. Ben,
What is cats?
that is Cats.
Thanks. Oh, it's a cat one and a CGI one. Nicely done.
Hey.
Disappointment in real life, 300. Ooh.
This M. Night Shyamalan flop missed the mark on many key elements of this adaptation, starting with the characters' names.
No.
Nate.
What is Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yep, you got it.
Real life 200.
This 2004 film featured a horrific CGI lead voiced by Bill Murray and left viewers with a case of the Mondays. Nate.
What is Garfield?
That is Garfield.
Hey, you know they're doing a new one?
I think it's out, isn't it?
No, not yet. Guess who's playing Garfield?
Who?
You'll laugh and think I'm joking, but I'm not.
I know.
Yeah, Chris
yep.
Pratt.
Oh my god.
Shit's too good.
He's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
100, real life.
All right, there was no standing ovation for this 2007 adaptation featuring a trio of musical rodents and their dreams of stardom. Ben.
What is Alvin and the Chipmunks?
You got it. Out of the negatives.
Thank God, I'm positive.
Hey.
Is zero positive? It's neither, right?
No, it is non-negative, but it is not positive.
Hell yeah. I mean, hell. What's it called? Purgatory. Right. Bruce Willis.
Much like your game.
Yeah, it's bad right now.
All right, this ensemble cast of action heroes, directed by Sylvester Stallone, featured an uncredited Willis as the man hiring the titular team of mercenaries. Ben.
What is The Expendables?
Correct.
Bam.
I purged this movie from my memory.
Suck it, Nate. I might watch The Purge.
I watched it when it came out, and it was fun. I don't know how good it was, but
it's
yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally a bunch of like old action hero dudes doing action hero stuff. So
I'll do Bruce Willis for Hundy.
Bruce Willis made a surprise cameo at the end of this M. Night Shyamalan thriller, reprising his role from Unbreakable.
And
Nate.
What is Glass?
No! He missed it.
That's wrong.
What is Split?
That is Split.
I don't pretend like yeah, you got $100 one wrong, Nate.
Yep. I was so excited that I buzzed you out of it. I didn't even. I didn't even consider. Oh, which one is it? I don't know.
No.
What's funny is because I missed the check mark box to unlock the buzzers. I missed it like 3 times.
Oh damn.
Just building the suspense.
Yeah, you were. CGI Spies 100.
The Winklevoss twins were portrayed by a single actor thanks to CGI in this film. Ben.
What is The Social Network?
Correct.
Yeah, buddy. I'm coming back. Coming back. Gord 200.
Only a legendary mithril chain shirt saved the life of this character after taking an orc spear to the chest. Nate.
That might be a Jeopardy first. Who is Frodo?
That is Frodo.
Oh, twofer.
Again.
There's only so many that got stabbed in Lord of the Rings.
That would have been a real. That would have been way harder if I'd have done the second one first.
Ooh, yeah.
Or the second one second.
True.
Felines for 200.
Not technically a cat, but a flurkin.
Bullshit.
This cat often accompanies Nick Fury in the latest MCU adventures. Nate.
Oh shit! I don't know the cat's name at all.
I don't either. I buzzed in, so I didn't feel stupid. But I waited purposely till you were done. I played him in Marvel Snap. I just don't remember his name.
That's a real reason to know his name.
Actually.
I've seen the
I don't
Marvel.
know why I got so excited. Yeah, I was thinking the movie, and then I realized, shit, he's actually asking for the cat's name.
Give me 1 second. Nope, I don't have it.
All right.
Nate got it wrong, though, technically, right?
Nate got it wrong.
I did get it wrong.
Goose.
And Goose.
Goose.
Oh,
Damn it. I did know that.
I thought it was a G, but I didn't know what came after it.
He is a G.
Greg.
My name's Greg. I'm out, Greg.
I'm a whole Greg.
Oh, Greg.
All right. Felines for 100.
Lost down in the deep.
Antonio Banderas lent his voice to this swashbuckling cat who went from side character to the star of his own films. Ben.
With Puss in Boots.
Got it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Finish it off.
All right. And That leaves one left. Ran through atop Weathertop Hill. He was left with shards of Nazgul blade, which corrupted him from the inside. Nate.
This is Frodo.
That is Frodo.
No way.
You dick.
That's hilarious.
I was 100% sure, and I still waited that long to buzz.
I saw the hesitation, and I'm like,
You
That's
dick.
amazing. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening once again to our episode today. I'd like to thank you and thank my guests for joining us, Nate and Jake. As always, thanks for being here. If you are new, you can follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you do listen on Apple Podcasts, please leave us a review. You can also find us on youtube.com/@RumandCinema. If you're watching us right now, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And be sure to follow for any future updates. And if you found us on TikTok, you're the first, because we haven't posted in 3 months. But we're on TikTok @RumandCinema. Jake,
God.
do you have something you'd like to recommend the people to see? You're also muted for some reason on my screen. There we go.
I
Oh,
know,
the
I
dog.
gotta balance out, yeah. Yes, I've been not binging because I binged it already. The 3-Body Problem.
Ooh.
It was great. I never read the books, so I can't speak to that, but the series is great. Excited for more. I loved it.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. My wife's loving it right now. I've seen a couple scenes and they look wild. Cool. Good choice. Nate.
I read the books, and I weirdly don't have that many complaints.
What?
I enjoyed it. We ended up like cutting off other things we were watching to finish the 3-Body Problem.
Damn.
They got the important part through. They cut out a bunch of the fun, interesting science, but they got the important story in the first book in, and they still did a lot of cool science fiction.
Nice. That's positive. Do you have a separate recommendation, or would you like to just recommend 3-Body Problem?
No, we've been watching The Gentleman. Actually, we just finished The Gentleman, season 1.
Yeah.
That was really fun. I mean, if you like Guy Ritchie, it was great. Very, very stylish.
Yeah.
Very fun.
I'm not gonna lie, the Sherlock Holmes movies made me not like Guy Ritchie anymore.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like
over
those.
the top. Yeah, but this is
Yeah, I mean,
you
The
don't like
Gentleman
those
is
movies.
over the top, but it's very like thinks it's so fucking cool.
Oh.
But then like about 2/3 of the time it is that cool, so
Okay.
it's enjoyable to watch.
All right. So you
Sometimes
don't
I'm like, all right, calm the fuck down.
So you don't like the Sherlock movies, but you still like the show. That's good. Good barometer.
I think I liked the Sherlock movie, the first Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movie when I saw it the first time because I was like 15,
Yeah.
and then I saw it again and I was like, this is fucking dumb.
I have fond memories of that.
Exactly.
of
Don't
that
watch it
Sherlock
again.
film, but I haven't yeah.
I did.
I know I hated the sequel.
I saw 2 movies in a row in theaters, and they were Avatar and then Sherlock Holmes. So
Oh God.
It was fine. It was fine. My recommendation.
Oh wait,
is,
do you mean Blue People Avatar?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
My recommendation is
Not as
X-Men
bad.
97 on Disney Plus. That animated show
Ooh.
reboot, amazing, so good. But also Shogun on Hulu from FX.
Oh,
Shogun
I've been wanting to see both
is-
of those. Yeah.
Incredible. It's like imagine Game of Thrones in 1600s Japan with good lighting the whole time. Who knew that was a thing? But it's really well done. It's a cool story. I'm interested the whole time, and it seems pretty true to what's actually happening. But yeah, X-Men 97 is also awesome. It's a really fun
Nice.
throwback. So worth your time. Just like the whole this was worth your time. Go ahead.
Secondary recommendation. I think I already recommended this, but Extraordinary is a British TV show. Came out with its 2nd season, and we binged that a couple weeks ago, and it holds up.
Is it
It's
comedy or?
It's a comedy, yeah. It's like a world where everyone gets a superpower, but this one girl doesn't. But it's really just like these 4 British, like I don't know what you call them, people who are just kind of like, I guess they're kind of misfit. They like don't hold down stable jobs. They're just kind of like, screw ups.
Sure.
Like it's so funny. Yeah, it's really enjoyable.
I Also, British comedy. Taskmaster is back.
Yeah, we haven't started the new
I'm-
season. But
I've seen one episode. I'm not sold on this cast after one episode, but they always grow on me, even if
I
they
know.
don't.
it always takes a couple episodes.
If
So,
you have,
so every once in a while, you get a cast that gets you right off the bat, but
my
most
wife-
of the time
I
you
think
don't.
it's like one character.
my wife and I were talking about this. So they tried an American version. It sucked. But if they did it again, who would you want to play Greg, and who would you want to play Alex Horn? I have
It's the hardest
two
part.
options that I think would actually work really well. Tom Segura as Greg and Bert Kreischer as Alex Horn, I think would be hilarious.
It's a very different show, but I think it would be funny.
I think it'd be awesome because Tom Segura can be like biting and kind of a dick, and Bert is like has hosted shows before, so he's like funny like that, and he'd be good. The other one is Tim Robinson as Greg Davies and Sam Richardson as Alex Horn. I think that would work too. Those are the two we came up with. But there's a lot of options. So think about that. Maybe throw one out if you have one. If you don't, that's a little teaser for next time. You know, we'll put it on TikTok. All right, thanks for being here. Enjoy your rum. Enjoy your cinema. We'll see you next time.